Hi, my name is IWillDominate from Team Liquid, and these are my top 5 junglers for solo queue on patch 5.13. I think the best jungler for solo queue is Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is super good early game. He's able to gank level 3 and loses almost no health in the jungle, and on top of that, he has the ability to build Warrior or Cinderhulk, so he can build a lot of damage, or he could be more tanky. This allows him to take 2 routes in the game depending on game circumstance, and he's strong at all points of the game with both builds. He also has the ability to be 2 places at one time by using his ultimate to cover lane, so if you set up a good tunnel network, you should be able to counter gank or make cross map plays if you do get counter ganked yourself. My number 2 jungler for solo queue is Gragas. Gragas has extremely good early game ganking potential. He would be number 1 on my list, but after the changes, he takes a little bit more damage than normal, so you have to normally double jungle or get a really good pull, or you won't be able to gank as efficiently early as before. But once you're level 6, you have extremely good ults, extremely good abilities to kill people with your ults and your E. So I think that he's probably the strongest jungler once you hit level 6, but in the early game he can get outpaced by Nidalee or Rek'Sai, which makes him a little bit worse than those, but I still think he's extremely strong for solo queue. He becomes this massive tank and he's extremely hard to deal with. My number 3 jungler is Nidalee. I think Nidalee is extremely good in solo queue. If you're really good at her, she'd probably be the number 1 on the list. She's strong at pretty much all points in the game. Her early game is insane. If you get double buffs, you can literally walk into the enemy jungle, and if you see the enemy jungler, they immediately have to burn a flash or they're dead, which is extremely unique to her. She also farms the jungle faster than any other jungler, so she has the speed advantage. The only downside to Nidalee is that she sucks in team fights, but if you're able to just throw spears from the outside of team fights, which you can normally do in solo queue, you can get a lot of work done and you can end up carrying the game. My number 4 jungler for solo queue is Evelynn. I think Evelynn is extremely potent because in solo queue, people don't normally react well to you being invisible. People don't buy a lot of pink wards. You can get a lot of ganks off with Evelynn that you can't get off with other champions. She's extremely annoying for the enemy team to deal with. She can be pretty much anywhere at any time. And her biggest strength right now, I'd say, is after the Runeglaive buff, she can build AP, so she's able to go things like Rylai's Liandry's or potentially something like Zhonya's, which gives her a lot of burst potential, and she's just extremely hard to shut down because she's almost guaranteed to get a couple kills before level 6 in solo queue. So I think Evelynn is actually extremely strong pick right now, and I think she'll be seeing more competitive play as well as just more solo queue play after this patch. And my last jungler on my list for solo queue is Shyvana. Shyvana is extremely strong now with the Devourer upgrade. She doesn't have much pressure pre-6, but she's able to farm pretty much on par with Nidalee, which is like the top tier clear speed. And once you have Chilling Smite, your ganks are not bad, so you're able to do a lot of damage to people. And because of the way solo queue works, you're normally able to farm a decent amount. You're able to get your 30 stacks and your Sated Devourer, and from there you can just carry the game. You do way too much damage for people to deal with. If you Q auto, then you actually are able to proc your on hits 6 times, which is really insane because of the way Sated Devourer works. And if you have, let's say, your E, true damage, passive on them, and then you also have Blade of the Rune King, then you're proccing 6 Blade of the Rune King hits and 6 E procs within 1 combo essentially, which is actually insane. It's so hard for people to deal with in solo queue. Thanks for watching my top 5 junglers for solo queue video. Make sure to check out the rest of my videos here at lolclass.com.